Maybe. I mean, some of them are, but and everybody does, you know, structures our defense differently. But I don't know. I've always been a believer in women's basketball that if you can push somebody to their weaker hand, that you got a better chance to be successful. And we've never had, some people push the ball baseline, but they do it because they've got shot blockers. Well, we've never had the kind of shot blocker that can do that. So that's kind of why we've always been more of a, pusher left or pusher right type of team instead of pusher baseline or pusher middle or whatever.
Noticed a slight smile when I asked them if they thought they were going to be as good defensively. I guess, did you kind of expect this team to be able to play as well on the defensive end as it has?
Well, yeah. I mean, I hoped we would be a solid, because we're experienced. I mean, we have some limitations, obviously, size-wise and quickness-wise, but I think experience has a lot to do with that and the ability to put together, to follow a game plan and follow a scout. And I think, maybe I'm speaking out of turn, but hopefully I think later in the year, experienced teams should even be better defensively because they've got, as a coaching staff, we can put together probably a little more complete game plan than those first, 5 to 7 games. You don't have as much film and you're guessing a little bit more. So your game plans or your scouts are a little bit more simple. And the more information that you can acquire, the more sophisticated your plan can be. And then you've got kids who are smart and experienced who can kind of follow the script. And that obviously that doesn't mean they always follow the script, or that doesn't mean that the coaching staff isn't always right in terms of how we're going to defend. But I think it gives you a better chance when you've got experience and Mackenzie's gotten better defensively. I think Marissa's gotten better. So part of it is we've gotten better individually, defensively too. I mean, Sarah and Camp and have played enough that they're solid, and Sammy's solid because that's why she's out there to a large degree. But I think Kenz and Marissa have really gotten better individually as defenders.
Obviously, you guys scored 79 points, but it was probably your defense, especially in that first half, that kind of allowed you to take control. I guess just talk a little bit about you guys' defensive abilities.
I would say that this game was a little different for us because a lot of the players had like strong hands, especially in the post, and so I think that by having those strong hands, and then we had the ability to gap off a little more with their post because they have three-point range, but that's not what they want to do. So we were able to kind of gap help a little bit. And once we really got into taking away those strong hands, I think we got them out of what they wanted to do, and thought that we did a good job, and really kind of everyone did a good job and played a big role. So.
And with our gap help, like our ability to do that, they're higher risk players. They didn't really know what to do, and so that converted into turnovers, and which converted into some transition for us, which was nice.
Do you guys expect to be this solid a defensive team this year? Or do you lead the league?
I think
No.
we wanted to be, but
Yeah, I mean, you always want to be. I don't know. I think that defense, Flan like will get mad. Sometimes when we're playing not so good, the thing that he really emphasizes though is like, yeah, if you play bad on offense, it's one thing, but when you play bad on defense, that can really turn the game around. So like if you can't hit a shot, like if you get the stops though, that kind of leads you to like maybe only being down by 5 versus being down by like 10 and things like that. And so I think that by that virtue, I think that the fact that we haven't shot it so well, I think that's forced us to have to play better defense in some games. And I think that today we just really locked in on scout, and I thought we did a good job. So
yeah, I definitely believe defense generates offense, because as soon as you're not hitting shots like we were earlier in the season, and we would get defensive stops, and that's how we would score, and then we'd just get more confident, and that's where we are now. Our offense is pretty good. Providence here, I think it was good.
Marissa's offense is really good.
But yeah, I think on the defensive end we're pretty solid right now, and that's really nice, and hopefully we can keep it going.
From what you've seen, has it kind of eased maybe some of the concerns you had going in?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like every team is dangerous. I mean, I've just said on the radio that Seton Hall was picked last, and they, in the last week they won at Villanova, and then they played DePaul down to the wire last night, so it's not, I don't think there's a lot of separation top to bottom, but I felt like we'd be fine competing in this league. I mean, the thing I maybe worried about more was, that coming out of the non-conference, we maybe weren't as confident because we were 6-6 instead of 8-4, 9-3, which is where we wanted to be maybe better than that. But I felt like, our expectations were higher in the non-conference. I felt like maybe but again, we won really 3 close games to start the league, and that's helped us. I mean, but yeah, I guess I'm impressed with the teams in the league, but the size hasn't been an issue other than Georgetown. I mean, who is very big, but we've been able to at least match teams physically, I feel like.